Alright, so earlier today we did get some news about The Boys Season 5, and that's that Season 5 will be the very last season for The Boys main show. So in today's video, I'm just going to be discussing how this season could end and how this could be the end of The Boys in general, and what they could do in Season 4 to build up to Season 5 as well. So please stay tuned. And now, before we actually get into the video, I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I'd like to ask you all to like this video as much as you guys can. It helps a ton. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. And now, if I'm going to be honest, this news came out of nowhere. It was very unexpected because The Boys Season 4 is premiering 2 days from now. So it is very out of pocket to reveal that Season 5 is going to be the very last season, but it also makes sense at the same time. And that's because, to put it bluntly, The Boys in general does not have much story left. I mean, the comics weren't even that long, and there's really not much they could pull from the source, and there's not much that they could do that's different. I mean, like, yeah, Homelander is the antagonist of the show, but for how long could they go with that storyline until it gets stale? So in my opinion, it was a pretty good decision. But then, of course, at the same time, it does feel a little sad, right? Because it seems like that The Boys just came, right? Like, it seems like a fairly new show, and it's about to end very soon. And that doesn't mean that The Boys universe is going to be ending with The Boys Season 5. Of course, they're going to have Gen V Season 2 and some spin-offs as well. That's what they confirmed. So, the universe of The Boys is still going to be alive, but the main show with Homelander and Butcher and Huey and all of these characters, it's going to end, and it's really going to end in Season 5. So, like, even they also did confirm that the beginning of the end is Season 4. So something is going to happen in Season 4 which fully builds up to the end of Season 5, the eventual finale. And now, first of all, we have to consider the fact that Billy Butcher is dying, and this is due to the Temp V poisoning that resulted in him using Temp V over and over and over again in Season 3. And now it's finally caught up to him, and he is dying in a few months span. And now, like, having The Boys without Billy Butcher is very weird. And so I think that that is one of the things that really did make them consider ending Season 5 early. And of course, like, even the showrunner did confirm that this was all planned. He planned 5 seasons for the show, and it seems like that everything is a coherent story and it's just not off the top of their heads. So judging by that, it seems like that Season 4, Billy's not going to find any sort of cure to his cancer. And of course, like, at first my theory, I was actually about to make a video about will Billy Butcher survive Season 4, but now, like, after seeing this confirmation of Season 5, it seems like that he is going to survive Season 4, but he's not surviving Season 5, and this illness will catch up to him. And now that takes into consideration the ending of Season 4. Now, I do have another video on my channel. It's actually my last video where I did discuss how Season 4 will end, but we didn't know that Season 5 was going to be the very last season. So I talked about some things that took into consideration Season 5 and later. So now, with Season 5 being confirmed as the end of The Boys, it seems like that the end of Season 4 will end off in some sort of cliffhanger or something that will make Homelander even more menacing than he was before. And of course, this is going to follow suit of all of the other seasons, right? Like, how did they end? And just Homelander getting away, and so Butcher getting away, and them just leaving a really big cliffhanger at the end that makes us want to watch the next season, of course. And now, at the end of this season, I have a feeling that they're going to do something where Homelander takes over America, or he's going to be, like, riling up a lot of other soups, and they're just going to be taking over the White House, and they're going to be killing the president, which I did mention even in my previous video as well. They're going to go kind of the comic route with this thing, and I think that that's the only way that they could do this if they really want Season 5 to be its end, because Homelander is in politics now, right? And so after this, I have a feeling that maybe the people at the end of Season 4, they're going to be against Homelander, and Homelander is really going to show his true colors. And it was teased at the end of Season 3 that Homelander is not going to be holding back anymore. He's not going to be putting up some sort of act anymore. And it seems like by Season 5 being announced that it's going to be the last season, it looks like that at the end of Season 4, Homelander is going to be doing something where the people are totally against him, and this will make Homelander rile up a bunch of other soups with him, and they fully go rogue. They fully go against the government. They're like, screw VOT, screw all these deals, all these sponsorships, screw us being celebrities. We need real power. And also in the trailer for season 4, Homelander does say to the other members of the Seven and just other soups, like such as the Deep and Firecracker and all of them, he does say that I want you all to be wrathful gods. And it looks like that we're going to be seeing a little bit of that in season 4, and I think that's what the showrunner meant by season 4 is the beginning of the end. That's where all of the soups, they just don't give a crap anymore. They don't care about their image. They are quote-unquote wrathful gods, and they get that same mentality as Homelander, where he does say I could do whatever I want whenever I want because I'm the Homelander. And I think all of the other soups are going to be getting that mentality as well, and it just fits so perfectly because they're starting to do this whole storyline where the soups are showing their true colors. Plus on top of that, Billy Butcher is dying, and also on top of that, Ryan is kind of 50-50 about the whole Homelander and Butcher thing. I mean, yes, we did see a clip about season 4 a few days ago where Ryan does not agree to go with Butcher, but it does seem like that he is kind of scared of Homelander and he's just listening to whatever Homelander says. So maybe at the end of season 4, Ryan might go back with the boys and they might utilize his power in a sense where they could use him against Homelander to finally put an end to this. And another route I could see them going is that if Butcher is gonna die, right, which is very, very likely, I think that they might go for some sort of route where Butcher full on takes Compound V and he just doesn't care anymore. He's like, I'm gonna die anyways, might as well take Homelander with me. And I think that that's kind of the route that they're gonna go with, where Homelander and Butcher are gonna have their final fight. Both of them are gonna die at the same time, where Huey and, so Frenchie and MM and all these other characters, they're going to be living happy lives, whereas in the comics, all of them basically got killed off except for Huey. So I personally think that the show is going to diverge from the comics a lot, which it already has, but I think the finale is going to be totally different because a lot of people don't like the fact that Black Noir is a clone of Homelander, and I've seen that a lot in my comment section where a lot of people did not like the idea of Black Noir being a Homelander clone. So I think that that's why Ryan was put into the picture, whereas Black Noir just came out of nowhere being a clone of Homelander. We have Homelander's son who has the same capabilities as his father, and he's the only one that really has the strength and the power to take him out. And I think that if Butcher were to take Compound V as well, because we do know that Butcher does have laser eyes and super strength and durability when he takes Temp V, I think that if he takes Compound V, he will have the same amount of effects as the Temp V. And also with Ryan by his side, both of them versus Homelander, I think that would be a very good fight to see. And I think that as strong as Homelander is, he wouldn't be able to take out Butcher and Ryan at the same time. And now the fact here comes that, that seems like it's kind of an unfair fight because Homelander does not have any fighting experience. We saw that with Soldier Boy versus Homelander, whereas Soldier Boy did know some hand-to-hand combat, right? I mean, he was a soldier at the end of the day, where Homelander didn't. He was just swinging his arms and just lasering and all of that. And I think that in season 4, maybe he might get some combat experience. I mean, he did get that in season 3. So with that experience with Soldier Boy and Butcher, Homelander could be more of a threat later on. And, maybe Homelander might have this moment where he doesn't want to kill Ryan, where Ryan does take the strike and he does end up killing his father. And I know for a fact that people will not like the whole idea of Homelander being sympathetic in his last moments, but I think that that'd be another route that they would go with Butcher taking Compound V fully, knowing he's gonna die, teaming up with Ryan, who of course has the same capabilities as Homelander, both of them taking out Homelander at the same time and just ending this whole thing in general. And I think that even some soups are gonna be on Butcher's side as well, such as the Deep and A-Train, because I think that they did confirm that the Deep is kind of 50-50 on this whole thing with Homelander saying that they should be wrathful gods and all that. And I think that the Deep will be on the side of the boys, and also A-Train as well, which we did see him help out the boys when it came to the whole Stormfront thing. And now when it comes to Gen V, I think that it's a given that some Gen V characters will show up in this show in season 4, if not season 5, because again, Homelander did make an appearance at the end of Gen V as well as Butcher. So the setup is totally there, and it does look like that they want to continue Gen V for more seasons than 2 seasons. So I think that we're gonna have some Gen V characters in season 4 and season 5 of The Boys, primarily Sam. So it's very exciting seeing that, this whole crossover thing, because again, of course they're in the same universe, but seeing them on screen together is a totally different thing, and seeing their dynamic, having teenagers working with Homelander, right, and teenagers with superpowers on top of that. And also, I want to talk about Soldier Boy, and I know that I did talk about Soldier Boy in my last video as well, but I want to discuss a little bit more when it came to season 4 and season 5 when it comes to Soldier Boy, because Soldier Boy did make an appearance in Gen V, but it was all an illusion, and we do know that Soldier Boy is still alive, and there are some conspiracies in the Boys universe that is Soldier Boy really dead or not. So maybe Soldier Boy does make some sort of appearance in the end of season 4 or even season 5, and I think that it's more likely for Soldier Boy to show up in season 5 of The Boys, but I really do hope that he shows up in season 4 and they just tease something that even Soldier Boy is going to be up against Homelander again, because again, Soldier Boy's whole stance on this thing with Butcher and Homelander is kind of in the middle, right? I mean, both Homelander and Butcher did team up against Soldier Boy, and they're the ones that put him back into the box. So maybe Soldier Boy comes for both Butcher and Homelander, because again, at the end of the day, it's Jensen Ackles, and his performance as Soldier Boy was incredible. Also, we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan in The Boys as well. So I think that Soldier Boy is not going to be a one-off character, nor Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character is going to be a one-off character. I think that these characters will have something huge to do in season 5 of The Boys, and also on top of that, you can consider that Soldier Boy is the father of Homelander, so having Ryan, Homelander, and Soldier Boy, and also on top of that Butcher having a final fight, I think that would be very cool as well. And I think Soldier Boy really did cement himself as one of the best characters in The Boys TV show. So it is a missed opportunity if they don't show Soldier Boy in some way, and if they just keep his whole thing up in the air. I think that that would be very weird to do. And on top of that, when the showrunner did say that he did have 5 seasons planned, I think that they do have some sort of plan with Soldier Boy. And when it comes to the spin-offs that they're gonna be having, other than season 5, after season 5 of The Boys, I think that a payback spin-off with Soldier Boy in World War II, I think that that'd be very, very cool to see as well. And I'll discuss some spin-off ideas that I have in another video as well. But yeah, I really do hope that they execute this really well, because this season could go very good or it could go very bad, depending on it, because The Boys is a show that should not be taken seriously, and on top of that, you have superheroes and stuff like that, but also it's a huge fan base, and it's a fan base that is very critical about the ending of the comics. So I think that they're gonna have an ending better than the comics. They're not gonna go fully comic accurate with this ending, because a lot of people did not like the whole Black Noir clone thing, and also people did not like the fact that Butcher did kill off the boys and he did die at the end as well. So I think that they're gonna have an ending where Butcher and Homelander are gonna die at the very end. I think that's a given, right? Because if they're gonna end the boys, you gotta kill off the 2 main characters, which are Homelander and Butcher. So I think that Butcher and Homelander are going to have a final fight, like how they discussed in season 3 of The Boys, where they did say that it's going to be me and you left, and it's going to be scorched earth. So we're going to have a moment like that at the end of season 5, but also Huey and the rest of the boys, also Starlight and maybe some other soups, they will live happy lives. And I think that the Deep and A-Train and a lot of other soups that are primarily good, but they show themselves as bad in front of Homelander because of fear, but also on top of that, we could see them doing some good things and they regret some of their actions. I think that they will live happy lives, and I think we will get a scene at the very end of season 5 where these characters are actually good and they're like the real Justice League in the Boys universe. I think that that'd be a very good ending in my opinion. But you guys can comment down how you guys would want this show to end. But that's it for today's video. I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I would like to ask you all to like this video as much as you guys can. It helps a ton. And also, we do have a goal in mind for 5,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to be part of that journey to 5,000 subscribers, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps a ton. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.